seeking asylum.
Refugees and displaced persons who are accommodating these people and finding lasting solutions for them, thereby upholding its international responsibility under the relevant conventions. I truly commend Nigeria for same. 561 refugees have been enrolled on the National Health Insurance Scheme in 2012.
The theme for the celebration is Will Family Torn Apart by War Too Many? In Abuja, Ronke Kolawole, NTA News.
The state of emergency in Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe states declared last May, stakeholders say, is recording huge success. Speaking on NTA Tuesday Live, they assured Nigerians that the country's security challenges are surmountable. Talatu Ezerike reports.
Discussants say normalcy is gradually returning to Adamawa, Borno and Yobe states barely a month after the declaration of the state of emergency by President Jonathan. They reiterated the commitment of the armed forces in restoring peace, pointing out that there are no reported cases of soldier harassment as they advise on way forward for sustainable peace.
It is on record and it is very clear to us and all other observers that the center of gravity of the terrorists has actually been dislocated and ensure that our territories are secured.
The federal government really needs to be very, very serious about manning the border of Nigeria, especially Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe.
We need to get committed and patriotic officers who are committed to their duties, at least to man the legal routes, the entry points. We have travel control points. Let's get these ones manned first.
Mr. President has given us a charge by 2015. We should reach 100% to register people who are born and then give them numbers. So once we get all these things and reach a certain level, it's very easy for us to know who is Nigerian.
Other issues raised include the collaboration of communities with the armed forces, particularly youths in fishing out terrorists.
That's several months of no attack in Damaturu and several months of no attack, no incident across Yobe State. It's just 2 days ago, unfortunately, that we had that attack. And I know that God willing, with the support of the state government, the cooperation of the civilian population, and the hard work of the military, this kind of attack will not happen again. The Defense Headquarters and the NEMA got together and established a humanitarian cell. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, we have a very nice office within the JTF headquarters in Maiduguri, attending to the needs of the people.
The discussants say their interest is for a virile society. In Abuja, Talatu Ezerike, NTA News.
You're watching NTA News nationwide. Time to have a break. The news returns shortly.
What are you people doing? Stop, let's take her to the nearest Shopee Healthcare Center.
But there isn't enough money to pay for the pregnancy drugs and the delivery items at the clinic.
Those things are now free at all Shopee Healthcare Centers. Quickly, let's go. Go get a bus.
Please, let us deliver room. Mama, delivery kit, please. Thank you for your intervention.
You're welcome.
At Shopee Maternal and Child Healthcare Centers, you are sure of free pregnancy drugs and free mama delivery kits, and being attended to by skilled birth attendants. And in case of an emergency, you'll be referred to a quality hospital. You're welcome.
The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency calls on every pregnant woman to attend antenatal care and ensure delivery in a health facility to save the life of both mother and child.
Deemed Christian Church of God, FCT1 Region 10, presents Week of Excellence program, theme, An Excellent God of Wonders, featuring prayer rain deliverance, word ministration, choir and guest artists, drama ministration with prophetic declaration. Date, Wednesday 19th to 21st June, prophetic and prayer service. Saturday, 22nd June, ministers provincial and regional conference. Sunday, 23rd June, anointing service. Time, 5 p.m. daily. Venue, RCCG Regional Headquarters, Master Place, Plot 826, Solomon Lawe, Utaku, Abuja. Ministering Pastor Johnson Odeshola, Pastor Ayo Ezekiel, Pastor Joel Oke, and other men of God. Hosts Pastor J.K. Olaide, Pastor E.A. Adeboye, General Overseer. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
know any Nigerian serving or retired with an impeccable record of rectitude in their moral, ethical, or religious domains? A Nigerian with an unblemished record of public service for not less than 15 years. It is time to recognize and award these compatriots who have demonstrated a rare level of ingenuity at home and abroad. The Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, in collaboration with the Nigerian Television Authority, announces the Mohammed Lawal Owais Public Service Awards. All NDAs, military, paramilitary, and the general public are invited to submit nominations in favor of individuals that possess these qualities. Address nominations to the screening committee, Mohammed Lawal Owais Public Service Awards, care of the DG, Nigerian Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, Supreme Court Complex, Abuja, Nigeria, or the DGNT before
20th June 2013.
3-452-1272. The Mohammed Lawal Owais Public Service Awards, engendering a new culture of integrity at the workplace.
NTA presents to the world a dedicated television channel to broadcast activities of Nigeria's Senate, Federal House of Representatives, and all the 36 state houses of assembly.
The House Committee of Foreign Affairs to intervene.
You can watch NTA Parliamentary Channel on NTA StarTimes DTT platform. NTA Parliamentary Channel. Join us.
Still on to news nationwide. The motion on notice filed by the former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Lieutenant General Jeremiah Hussaini, against the seizure of his property in the year 2000 got stalled today before the Code of Conduct Tribunal in Abuja. This was as a result of the tribunal's inability to form a quorum. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okewo reports on this and other judicial proceedings.
This matter has been before a high court since 2000. It is a case of corrupt enrichment against the former FCT minister, Jerry Hussaini. But it is he who has come to the Code of Conduct Tribunal asking the court to assume jurisdiction. The former FCT minister is also asking the court to order the release of his property, which had been seized going to 2 decades ago now. Chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, Justice Danladi Yakubu Umar, said that the matter will now be heard on the 25th of June, when the quorum for the court will be formed. And still in the court, Justice Gabriel Kolawole of the Federal High Court Abuja will on Monday 29th of July deliver judgment in the case of Fresh Democratic Party and INEC. Fresh Party is one of the 21 political parties deregistered last year by INEC, and the party is in court to contest INEC's action.
If they want to amend the constitution, let them go ahead and amend it. But you cannot use an act of the National Assembly to amend an existing provisions of the Constitution.
All the political parties so far deregistered by were properly, and we argue in the same line.
And in a related development, arguments are being heard from both the plaintiff and defense in the case of the demolition of 500 housing units in Goza by the FCT authorities last year. The plaintiffs in the case, Millennial Estate, are asking for a 10 billion naira compensation claim for wrongful demolition of their property. The whole of this week have been devoted for the adoption of their arguments. In Abuja, Femi Okewo, NTA News.
And still on the judiciary, the appeal court in Pora Court has upheld an earlier judgment by the Rivers State High Court, sentencing a bus driver, Emeka Mbachu, to death. The court in 1999 passed the ruling following the killing of a special marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Clifford Azubike, while on patrol duty by the bus driver. Justice Ekoyi, in his lead judgment, dismissed the appeal filed by Emeka Mbachu against his earlier conviction and sentenced him to death. Rivers State Sector Commander of the FRSC, Dr. Kaudi Olaguju, who hailed the decision of the appellate court, warned motorists against acts of violence against FRSC officials on duty. Kaduna is where we go next for the reports on Chief of Army Staff's training for Army personnel, as well as matriculation ceremony of the Defense Academy 64 regular course. Sulaiman, it's our guide.
Thank you very much, Shogun. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Azubike Ihejirika, said the Nigerian Army will continue to be proactive in training and retraining of its officers and soldiers to contend the security challenges facing the country. The Army Chief disclosed this at the Combat Arms Training at Jaji, Kaduna State. Correspondent Muhammad Lawal Baba reports.
Army is training others protect the territorial integrity of the country. There is need to evolve a strategy for training and retraining to keep its personnel abreast with modern techniques, tactical maneuvers to confront the security challenges facing the country.
It affords the commanders in the field and their subordinates and staff opportunity to take a look at the performance of the troops and then again discuss problems and then come up with areas for emphasis in future training.
He said the Combat Arms Training Week is imperative to keep the officers and soldiers fit.
Training session we are having today is not just to discuss what we are doing now, but more importantly, what we intend to do next.
He said promotion from the ranks of colonel to brigadier general and brigadier general to major general will be based on performance. Brigadier General Letam Wogati presented a paper titled Intelligence in Counterinsurgency, the Role of the Combat Arms. In Kaduna, Muhammad Lawal Baba, NTA News.
The Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Professor Julius Okoji, has urged the Nigerian Defense Academy to sustain educational standards in its academic programs with a view to producing qualitative officers for the armed forces. He was speaking at the matriculation of cadets of 64 regular course in Kaduna. Correspondent Garba Muhammad Nata'ala has the details.
187 cadet officers took the oath of allegiance, which marked their enrollment into various faculties of the academy. 14 cadets are from Togo, Benin and Central African Republic. Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Professor Julius Okoji, said as one of the foremost officer cadet training institutions in Africa, there is need to continue upgrading the academic programs of the academy.
And from now on, we find that the cadets are going to be better than the previous cadets they produced. And I must say that the academic programs have improved.
We're expecting that by the time they complete the academic program here, that they will be very well trained and that they will contribute meaningfully to the development of the armed forces and the nation at large.
Acting Academy Provost Professor Sunday Olewale Okeniyi said the academy, which has zero tolerance for indiscipline, will continue to inculcate leadership qualities in students so as to excel in the military profession. Some of the students said they are happy to be part of history. The Pioneer Academy Provost, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, received an award for his contribution to the growth of the academy. In Kaduna, Garib Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
Worried by the security challenges in parts of the country, a group of concerned citizens organized a rally to sensitize people in Kaduna on the need to sustain peaceful coexistence. Organizers of the event, Peace Intercessory Summit, a nationwide campaign for peace through prayers, said they were in Kaduna to lend support to the ongoing peace-building process. Correspondent Benny Adams completes this report.
With inscriptions, security agents are members of our families, do not kill them, and peace, healing, long life and prosperity to the people of Kaduna State, among other placards displayed by participants at the summit, marched through the streets of Barnawa, declaring peace and prosperity to all the inhabitants of the state. Speakers at the event speak on ways to achieving lasting peace in our society.
The Lord has talked about peace, we have appealed for peace. Peace meeting has been held, yet we do not have peace. Why? Because the ultimate source of peace is from God. And how can we get peace from him? It is through prayer. Rather that he was a Muslim, a Hausa man, but he brought peace to Niger Delta. Without praying for your Jerusalem, which is Nigeria, you are not guaranteed of prosperity. That's the word of God.
Those organizations that wants to partner with the agency to bring peace in this agency, and we feel very happy today that this church, the Mountain of Fire Church, have invited us.
Prayers were offered for good leadership, peace and prosperity of the country. The Peace Crusade, which is a nationwide initiative, has held in Abuja, Benue, Kogi and Plateau states. Other states include Niger and Nasarawa. In Kaduna, Benny Adams, NTA News.
And that does it from Kaduna. It's back to you, Shogun, for more on Nationwide.
Thank you, Sulaiman. The Global Center for Conscious Living Against Corruption has cleared the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godste Orubebe, on allegations of abuse of office. At a press briefing in Abuja, the group described the allegations leveled against the minister as orchestrated and unwarranted.
Reference to the 3 projects which was said to be cited in the minister's hometown, including a skills acquisition center, saying the projects are part of government's efforts to uplift the standard of living of the people who have suffered environmental degradation over time, while the Tuomo Skills Acquisition Center is a developmental stride for industrial capacity building of the people.
As a result of the fact that we embarked on an independent verification and fact-finding exercise, we found out that those allegations were malicious, those allegations were unfounded, and those allegations was just an abuse of privileges as entrenched in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
On the revocation of the Edo Skills Acquisition Center Igualaba, they said investigations revealed that it was the decision of the Bureau of Public Procurement to terminate the contract for non-performance. They stressed that the ministry has intensified work at the other 8 skills acquisition centers, with 4 to be delivered by the end of 2013.
Country Director UNDP Ade Lokoje has commended the significant progress Nigeria has made in the 14 years of its unbroken democracy. She was speaking in Abuja at the 2013 Nigerian Women in Leadership Conference. Ifeanyi Okafo reports.
Organized by the People's Monthly magazine, this convergence of women of various endeavor, achievers and leaders cut across political, economic, education, science, amongst other disciplines. The conference highlighted the need to harness thoughts and actions towards effectively enhancing contributions of Nigerian women to the process of nation building. From the keynote address by UNDP Country Director to the lecture by Special Advisor to the President on Ethics and Value and former Minister of Women Affairs, their position is to accelerate and sustain development, to adopt policies that will enhance the capacity of women to participate effectively in the economy.
Women in most countries form more than 50% of the population, and as long as a country does not utilize that important resource, that critical resource efficiently, you will face problem with your development.
The success of this administration rests squarely on the shoulders of the women. It is really apt that the women are vigorously being gathered together to learn about leadership.
The dearth of records of women's struggle has tended to blur or even obliterate the immense contributions of women in Nigeria to the making of our nation.
While they applauded President Goodluck Jonathan for the appointment of over 31% of women holding pivotal ministerial positions, they said factors which inhibit women either from economic or political leadership should be eliminated.
I want to commend this present administration because they've really given women a lot of opportunities in politics, in the economy.
In Abuja, Ifeanyi Okafo, NTA News.
Facts have emerged that a barrel of honey cost 15 times more than a barrel of crude oil in the international market. Against this backdrop, stakeholders at Honey Conference, organized by Winrock International in Abuja, are urging government to come up with Beekeepers' Bill of Rights in order to boost honey production in Nigeria. Correspondent Ali Tukur reports.
These are very important as they provide income through honey, bee wax, and also serve as significant pollinators of many cultivated food plants.
We sincerely apologize for the poor audio quality in our report. Youth benefits from state government scheme and pipeline vandals apprehended. Kemi in Ibadan has more on this and other stories. It's over to you, Kemi.
Thank you, Shegun. Good afternoon and welcome to Ibadan. The Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, or your State Command, has apprehended some alleged petroleum pipeline vandals Correspondent Olumide Guntola has the details.
Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Oyo State Command, Shem Obafai, the alleged vandals were arrested after a thorough investigation.
There was time we had this pipeline fire incident in that area. So these people were among the people that vandalized that day. So they got burnt. You can see their legs. You see the scars on their legs.
The command also displayed a petrol tanker containing alleged adulterated fuel.
We arrested this tanker at Ojo in Agbala, Daniel. This tanker, we're giving intelligence reports that is going to load in Kogi State. So we started monitoring all the way from Kogi State down to Ibadan here, that we were able to arrest the vehicle, though the driver disappeared.
The suspect, who spoke in local dialect, said they were sent by their godfathers. The alleged suspects will be charged to court soon. The message from the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Oyo State Command, is that pipeline vendors should stay clear of Nigeria pipelines or face the full wrath of the law. From Ibadan, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
While Oyo State Governor Chief Florence Ajimobi has flagged off free maternity and child health week in all 33 local government areas in the state. This is to reduce maternal and infant mortality in the state. Correspondent Adebola Ogulano reports.
The flag off of Maternal and Child Health Week is to reduce maternal mortality and to promote healthy living among babies and pregnant women. The initiative focuses on immunizing children from 0 to 59 months and women of childbearing age from 15 to 49 years. Chief Florence Ajimobi, who went to 4 different local governments in Ibadan, urged all mothers to participate in the free immunization program. Some women expressed their appreciation to the state government.
I really appreciate her because she's doing well.
And we appreciate from our Excellency Governor, and may God will help him.
They urged the state government not to relent in its efforts in ensuring good health in the state. In Ibadan, Adebola Ogunlano, NTA News.
More youths have benefited from Oyo State Youth Empowerment Program as part of its transformation and restoration agenda. Correspondent Fatai Adieloja has details.
Governor Ajimobi, who was represented by his deputy, said after ensuring peace and security, his administration embarked on employment generation through OYS. The training program, he said, is a continuation of that program, assuring that his administration will not relent in the repositioning, transformation, and reformation agenda.
People say a hand that has nothing to do is the devil's what? Then. That is why we came out with the YESO program, where we employed 20,000 youths. Some of them are here singing for us. We can challenge Sonia Ade and the rest of them.
Mrs. Atinuke Oshunkoya, Women Affairs, Community Development, Social Welfare, and Poverty Alleviation Commissioner, urged the beneficiaries to be diligent and seek more knowledge in their chosen fields.
Not to sell the equipment given to you. Make sure you make judicious use of the facilities granted by the Oyo State government so that your success will serve as encouragement not only to your peers but also for government to do more in this regard.
Items ranging from complete set of computers, bakery and confectionery instruments, photo and video cameras, portable generators were distributed to the beneficiaries in addition to a take-off grant and certificates. In Ibadan, Fatai Adieloja, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Ibadan. It's back to you, Shegun, for the rest of the news.
Many thanks to you, Kemi. Worried by the plight of the people of Mate local government who were displaced as a result of insurgency activities, Borno State government has procured assorted grains and distributed it to victims. Correspondent Naomi Abuako has details.
Raising the community leaders at the various wards, chairman of the